Welcome to After Further Review. I'm your host, John Cushion.
And I'm Matty Q, the best host around.
And today we have a podcast waiting for you. This is After Further Review. Let's jump into Week 13. Saints beat the Falcons. Browns beat the Titans.
Browns look good.
They really do. I mean, Baker Mayfield has hit a stride with this offense. And you have to give Baker Mayfield credit. You really do, because think about where this team was 4 years ago. 0-16, 1-15 team, worst team in the league. And now they're 9-3, beating the Titans.
Yeah, I mean the Browns did a complete rebuild, and it's turning out quite nice.
And they don't even have Beckham.
And Kevin Stefanski's I think he's one of the better coaches in the league now. He's really proven himself. I mean, they don't have Beckham. Was the Browns' struggles earlier in the season due to Beckham? Was it? We don't know.
Did they struggle? I think they had like a week 1 loss to the Ravens, and then I don't really remember much struggles. I just think it was Beckham.
They couldn't
Beckham had
wins.
the internal struggle with no targets.
He
started getting going.
They couldn't string any wins together.
But now they're 9-3.
Yeah,
one of the better teams in the league now. Titans were 5.5-point favorites. Browns. Baker Mayfield had 4 first-half passing touchdowns. He ended with 29.46 fantasy points.
That's
Beautiful
the second
week.
best quarterback performance on Sunday.
Yeah. Bears did not beat the Lions. I don't know how that happened. The Bears defense let up so many points to the Lions. The Bears season just fell apart. What did they start, like 5-0, 5-1?
5-0.
This has not been a good season for the Bears
Negative.
in the latter of the season. Dolphins did beat the Bengals. Tua is 4-1, 99.3 career passer rating. Nice start from him. Vikings-Jaguars. Vikings won. Justin Jefferson, 27.3. Real casual, 27.3. And Justin Jefferson is slowly emerging as the best receiver on the Vikings. I mean, he's been wide receiver 3 since week 7, I believe, in fantasy points across the league. He's
incredible.
How is he? Is he a contender for Rookie of the Year? Like, what are his chances to win this?
I mean, after Herbert's abysmal performance on Sunday, I mean, he's definitely shot up. He's got to be 2 behind Herbert.
And Gibson got hurt too.
Yeah, exactly.
Texans Colts. The Colts won. I don't see what's so good about the Colts personally. I don't see anything special there.
Phillip Rivers is not it.
I don't know how their record they are, what their record says. But
I mean, they have a good team besides Phil.
Their defense is fantastic, but Texans can't win again. Raiders Jets. Jets were 9 seconds away from their first win, 5 seconds away from their first win, and they call an Engage 8 on the last play. They know it's a Hail Mary.
Engage 8 minus the safeties.
Yeah, Henry Ruggs caught the game-winning touchdown from Derek Carr. Darren Waller had 45 fantasy points. Derek Carr had 31. Raiders win. Seahawks, Giants. Oh, baby. Giants string in their 4th straight win. Now at 5-7 from 1-7. Without Dan Jones, without Saquon Barkley, Colt McCoy, Wayne Gallman get the job done thanks to the defense. That was the defense right there. Leonard Williams was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. I think he had 3 sacks on Russell Wilson. Is it the Seahawks? What's going on with the Seahawks?
They're just struggling. I mean, I don't know if it's the coaching. I mean, Pete Carroll's one of the better coaches in the league, so I don't think it's the head coach. I think their defensive coordinator needs to go. Their defense is abysmal. I don't know what's going on with Russ. He can't seem to not turn the ball over.
Yeah, he did have that one interception we talked about last week.
Yeah.
Cardinals did not beat the Rams. Another bad week for Kyler Murray. Not horrible like he had against the Patriots, but, they just can't win. They just can't win. The Rams got the best of the Cardinals, and the Cardinals are now 6-6, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're just an average team right now.
Started off so hot.
Yeah. They have a lot of talent. Just can't string it together.
Yeah. Chargers, Patriots. Patriots won like 45-0.
Great defensive performance and special teams. Gunnar Olszewski was the AFC Special Teams Player of the Week with his punt return touchdown.
He also had a punt return that got called back. I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The Patriots defense slash special teams ended with 29 fantasy points.
Yeah, I mean they look better defense. Bill Belichick led defense.
Justin Herbert, 4.36 just could not get anything.
They didn't give him. He was very uncomfortable the whole game.
Hunter Henry 1.5, Keenan Allen 9.8.
Yeah, those players will appear later on our Shat team of the week.
We'll see. Yeah, Eagles Packers. We saw Jalen Hurts came in for Carson Wentz, had a nice solid performance, and has now been named QB1 for next week when he takes on the Saints.
It's a good move.
It's overdue.
You can't get any worse than what you're doing. I mean, might as well just flip a switch in the locker room, see what that does. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You weren't going to win games with Carson Wentz anyway. Might as well just test it out, and if he does good, trade away Wentz.
I mean, they were, what was it, like 76% favorite? They're like 76% projected to win the NFC East, and now they're in second to last place.
I might say something crazy. Carson Wentz is not bad.
I feel bad for him because he was a really good QB.
We've seen he is incredibly talented.
I think it's the ACL injury he had because he hasn't really come back from it.
No, it's a mix of the ACL injury and I think just the coaching is a bit like he has no pieces around him. His receivers go in and out every week. Like he doesn't have the same constant receivers every week.
He's had the most receivers of any QB since 2019.
I mean, that just doesn't work. Look at Pat Mahomes. He's had the same core receivers
and
his entire career.
Miles Sanders he's very inconsistent.
Yeah.
3.1 points this week. I mean, Boston Scott didn't do any better.
I mean, look, Travis Fulgham, he was his number one from week 3 to week 8, and then he just not there anymore.
Yeah.
And he just how does that happen? Because the 32-year-old Alshon Jeffrey's healthy now. That's so stupid. I can't.
I do like to see Jalen Hurts though. I like to see what he can do for Philly.
I hope Carson gets another shot though in the league. I think he's a lot better than some starting quarterbacks.
On the Packers side though, the Aaron Rodgers Devontae Adams connection grows every week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got to be the best receiver in the NFL.
Yeah.
34.1 fantasy points for Adams. Oh, wow. Aaron Rodgers is just so spectacular. I think he's worked his way up to number 2 in the MVP race, personally.
Yeah.
I think he's past Russ at this point. Chiefs-Broncos on Sunday night. Chiefs, this was way closer than anyone thought it would be.
Yeah.
Chiefs kind of struggled. Travis Kelce did have 27.6. He had a nice game. But Chiefs did get the win. And then moving over to Monday, Steelers and football team. And the football team has dethroned the Steelers. And there are no undefeated teams left. And I think this was long overdue.
They shouldn't have made it to 11-0.
Barely beat the Cowboys. Barely, they struggled to beat a lot of teams. They struggled to beat the Ravens' second-string players. And I think the football team just had the guts to finish them off.
Yeah. They were the worst 11-0 team I've seen in a while. I mean, they had no business of being 11-0. If they had 3 to 4 losses, I'd be like, yeah, that team deserves 3 to 4 losses. Not 1. That's ridiculous.
The NFC East, hear me out. The NFC East is exciting. It is really exciting, and it's getting better. Because remember, we look at, I think it was 3 weeks ago, the Eagles were in first at 3-5-1, 3-4-1. Giants, Cowboys, and football team were all tied for last, 2-7. And it was an abysmal division. No one could get any wins. And now football team and the Giants are 5-7. Eagles still at 3 wins. Cowboys still at 2 wins.
Cowboys are out of it. I think the Eagles.
I think it's just football team and the Giants.
It's gonna be close. It's one of the most interesting divisions because you got two teams.
We could see
5-7, not terrible teams anymore.
The Giants have been growing every week.
I mean,
Dan
the
Jones
football
has shown
team looks
potential.
good
Football
too.
team's defense is superb. Chase Young.
I mean, it just sucks that the Giants and football team played each other twice already, like early in the season, right? Like that's I feel
like
like
a Week 17 matchup to decide it.
That would be a very.
But that is something to consider because if they tie, the Giants do get the tiebreaker.
And honestly, like,
but
I don't think those games earlier were. I mean, football team was not the same team. The Giants. That was just like those games were just like who could suck less.
Now
and it's like they're
who's
actually,
better. Now it's who's better. And the Giants, at 5-7. Football teams at 5-7. I just think they're good teams now. They both have grown so much, and it's gonna be a nice end race.
Alex Smith is playing good football.
Yeah,
he's a smart quarterback. That's exactly the quarterback that team needs. Not a rookie. They need a leader who knows the game, who's gonna make smart decisions. He's not gonna like outperform Mahomes or anything, but he's gonna get the job done. And the receivers need to catch the ball.
Terry
a lot of drops.
Terry McLaurin finished with 3.4 points.
Yeah. Sims had a crucial third down drop in like the second. I think it was like the third quarter or something.
Yeah. Moving on to Monday night, Bills 49ers. Bills won. Didn't really shock anybody. Josh Allen had a solid game.
I'd say more than solid.
With
he had a great game.
With a nice 30.1 fantasy points. Bills are back as a phenomenal team. Good team. And then Tuesday Night Football, Cowboys Ravens. Lamar Jackson, is he back?
And she just played the Cowboys. It's
25.68, but could this be the spark that the Ravens are looking and Lamar Jackson is looking for?
Could be. I'm not gonna. I mean, we'll see what happens next week, but I'm not gonna put too much.
He actually hasn't had. I think his lowest game was 13.5 against Cincinnati, but he hasn't had the best season. But he's still QB 11.
He's consistently average.
Yeah, it's not. It's
as a fantasy quarterback that most people took in the second or third round,
including me. I put too much pressure on him to put up MVP numbers again.
That's why I don't take a quarterback like earlier than the fourth round, unless it's like someone like a Wilson or Rodgers.
And that is the summary for Week 13. Let's get into the fantasy segment.
Yeah.
Just start off with the top players. Aaron Jones, 23.8. Devontae Adams, 34.1. Lamar Jackson, 25.68. Justin Jefferson, 27.3. Josh Allen, 30.1. Mike Gesicki, 23.8. Darren Waller, of course, the high of the week, 45. Kelsey, 27.6. Patriots defense, 29. T.Y. Hilton had a nice 25 points. Baker Mayfield, 29.46. And Jarvis Landry, 20.44.
I just want to check something real quick. So Travis Kelce's
27.6.
Highest scoring points of the year for Kelce.
Well, he's just a solid 20 points every week.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He had one bad game, and that was 6 points against Denver in Week 7. Other than that,
everyone struggled. It was such a blowout. The defense won that game.
Yeah, I remember that game. He's boomed 7 out of 12 games. He busted once. So out of all booms, he's only busted once. Pretty good for a guy.
You want to start out? Let's go into Shat Team of the Week.
Shat Team of the Week.
QB. I picked Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I mean
4.36 projected 20.92. I won, but it was a bad I started him over Lamar Jackson.
The Cowboys defense.
Listen, I was sold. I was sold.
Huffy did the same thing. I was sold
that Lamar Jackson was an average QB and Justin Herbert was a good fantasy QB.
Okay,
he was averaging like 23 points a week, and Lamar Jackson was averaging like 18.
You gotta look at the number. You gotta crunch the numbers before you do these.
I did.
Bill Belichick against a rookie,
and I thought that Herbert would be completely different. I saw something in Herbert that told me he would be different against the struggling Patriots defense.
I mean, Bill Belichick locked out Mahomes, and
I was wrong.
He just has a different game plan when it comes to rookies. He puts so much pressure on the quarterbacks early.
Yeah, it was. I read it wrong.
Yeah, no, you did. You read that terrible.
Running backs.
The worst.
So it's unanimous Herbert as the QB. Running backs, Miles Sanders, 3.1, projected 12.37. Derrick Henry,
yeah, we got the same team so far.
5.9, projected 16.14. Yeah. Wide receivers, Terry McLaurin, 3.4. Second, this was tough. My flex was a receiver too. I went Jacoby Myers.
Okay.
3.5, projected 12.76. Really bad game considering they put up 45 points.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who did you have?
I had Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen was close for me. It was close. He wasn't projected too much, though, considering he was playing the Patriots defense. I think he was projected 14 and he had 9.8. It's a bad game. It's a shat performance. It is.
He still had 5 receptions, though. But I mean,
I just think
touchdown.
Jacoby Myers, when you put up 45 points,
he had 11 targets.
Yeah,
he caught 5 balls.
Yeah,
that's pretty shatty.
For my flex, though, I did have Chase Claypool. 5.8, projected 12.36.
I had Devontae Parker. He was projected. I want to say
he got ejected.
Did he?
Yeah, remember for the fight.
Oh, I didn't see that. But
it was a late hit out of bounds, and then Bryn Flores came in and wanted smoke. Started screaming in the faces of the players.
Yeah. I did see that. I didn't know he got ejected though.
Yeah, he got ejected for 2 players did for just little shoves.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a solid player. Very solid. He's a good pickup for me.
Tight ends.
7 points, though.
Tight ends, I went Hunter Henry, 1.5 for projected 10.19.
Yeah, I was gonna go Hunter Henry, but I figured I had too many Chargers on my list, so I went Hayden Hurst. He also had 1 point. You can really.
That's a close call. Shat Player of the Week.
Shat Player of the Week.
I went Justin Herbert.
I did too. I feel like
it wasn't the worst performance we saw this week, but you have to look at as a QB, he was therefore responsible for Hunter Henry's shat.
They scored 0
Keenan
points.
Allen's shat. He was responsible for all of those shats as the QB. He couldn't get anything to go.
Yeah, they scored 0 points. There's really not much argument.
I don't take pride in giving the award to Justin Herbert.
Oh, don't trust me. I don't either. But he did not.
I like him. Oregon kid. Good kid.
Yeah, great kid.
Rookie of the year. Front runner.
Yeah.
Well, he got a haircut. That's not too anymore. But
he's still a handsome man.
But I don't take pride. But he's got to play better than that.
He does. Justin, if you're watching this, we can send you this award just so you can put it on your mantle and acknowledge.
Prove us wrong. Prove us wrong.
Prove us wrong, please. And when you do win MVP or a Super Bowl, please.
I'm starting Justin Herbert this week over Lamar again. He's against the Falcons, who have it's close between them and the Seahawks for the worst secondary in the league, but they have one of the worst secondaries in the league, and I think that this will be a big bounce back game for Herbert.
I think he's gonna bounce back quite nicely.
Yeah. So, Justin, we're rooting for you. Hey, don't get us wrong. We're rooting for you.
Oh yeah, no, that was his first
bad performance. It
was his first time facing adversity in the NFL. Every
and you would expect that from the Patriots.
I mean, every coach that is in that situation will tell him, hey, every quarterback has done. Pat Mahomes have had shat games. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady had shat. How you bounce back is what defines you as a quarterback.
Tom Brady doesn't have 2 bad games in a row.
Exactly. Rodgers, Brady, Wilson, they all have bad games. It's part of the game.
Yeah.
They'll never have 2 in a row. Never. Ever.
Waiver wire.
Never, ever.
QB, I am riding with Baker Mayfield. Because coming off a 29.46 fantasy week, he's only with Tuesday Night Football, the waiver wire period got extended by a day. So today is the claim day. Tomorrow everything will get accepted. So I predict a big shoot up in rostered percentage for Baker Mayfield. It's only 14.9 right now.
You heard that here first, folks. Baker's gonna shoot up,
and he's against Baltimore, who is 13th, but This is a big game for both teams. The 9-3 Browns versus the 7-5 Ravens. It's a big divisional game, big playoff game, and I think Baker's gonna be up to the test.
I had Baker and I had another quarterback, Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill.
I really like him against Philly this week. He's projected 20 points. Oh, he's put up 23, 17, and 23 when he's played quarterback. So he's solid. He's solid, and he's coming for Drew Brees' job. Now, I ask you the question. If they keep on winning games with Taysom Hill...
Oh, I think the genius of Sean Payton is really going to show. Because when Drew Brees comes back, not this week, he's expected to come back next week against the Chiefs, I think they could very possibly run a 3 QB set. I will think it's 2, but we could see Jameis Winston in there too. I just don't think defenses would know how to prepare for 3 different QBs.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that Sean Payton excels at.
It's tough for me because I feel like the Saints are playing the best football they've had in the
They're first
past
in the
3
NFC.
weeks. And
won like 8 straight.
Drew Brees, like, they don't have it with him. Like, there's just something off.
Well, they were winning games with him.
But they weren't, like, I don't know what it was. They weren't...
Taysom Hill hasn't exactly had the hardest schedule. I mean, he's had the Falcons twice, the Broncos.
I still think Jameis Winston should have been a starter, and then Taysom Hill just his usual role.
But I like Jameis. I would love to see more of him. Running backs. This one is harder to get. 69.1% rostered. Wayne Gallman.
I picked him up 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. He's against Arizona, who's third versus running backs, but I like where he's going. He's coming off another 13.5 game. Dan Jones is coming back, but we could see some screens from Wayne Gallman, and that's something that's good in fantasy.
Another one is J.D. McKissick. Since
with the turf toe for Gibson.
I don't think Gibson's going to miss too much time, so this could just be like a 1 to 2 week pickup thing. But it's the playoffs for most teams, so if for me, I have a bye week this week, so Gibson can take a rest day. But I mean, week 2 is coming up next week, so I'm going to tell Gibson he's got to be back by then.
Someone I like, Adrian Peterson. So DeAndre Swift is questionable.
I think he's going to play.
He has upwards.
Only reason why I didn't play last week is
concussions and then the illness.
Yeah.
They said he is looking upwards. If he does not play, if he does, I kind of like Adrian Peterson, even if he does play.
He's the red zone back.
43.4% roster. He's against Green Bay, who's 30th versus running backs.
Yeah, Green Bay's
he's coming off a nice 2-touchdown game against the Texans on Thanksgiving, and then last week a 17.7 point fantasy week. I think he's rolling high.
I do like that, but if DeAndre Swift comes back, he's a must start.
Yeah,
he's unbelievable.
Well, I don't know. Do you think he's going to get integrated in slowly again, or do you think he's going to come back strong?
I mean, if he's starting, he's good enough to play.
Well, we could see a Clyde Edwards-Helaire situation where they clear him and then he gets 0 fantasy points. Clyde Edwards-Helaire didn't play a snap.
Who knows?
He was cleared. A fantasy owner started him.
I mean, the Lions, they're back in this race.
Oh, so I was gonna say one thing. I forgot about football team Giants. If whoever doesn't make it still has a legitimate shot at a wild card.
The Lions are right there.
The Bears, the Lions, they're all 5-7. Giants and football team, they're 5-7.
I mean, I really like
all
the
have
way
a shot.
The Lions are playing good football right now.
It's a steep drop off from the division winners to the wild card race.
Yeah,
and I think we could see an NFC East team in the wild card.
That would. What if you told someone that in week 2? It's like, oh yeah, whoever doesn't win this division is gonna get a wild card game.
Yeah.
It's like, hold on.
But there's a big difference though because the winner of the division gets the home game, of course.
Yeah.
Wide receivers. I mentioned him last week. He did not do well, 5.2 points, but I'm going with Sterling Shepard again. With Dan Jones coming back, I love Sterling Shepard, 44.1% rostered. He's against Arizona, who's 22nd versus receivers. I think they're going to come out passing. I think they're going to come out strong. A lot of screens, a lot of slants. And I think yards after catch will be big for Sterling Shepard. I think he's due for a big game.
I like Cole Beasley in this one. He had a monster game.
He's been going off lately.
He had a monster game last week. Actually, funny story. So my dad texted me Sunday morning. He's like, I need you to make a decision for me. It was Alan Lazard, Cole Beasley, or who's the other Giants receiver?
Golden Tate?
No.
DeAndre Slayton?
Yeah, Slayton. And I was like, I don't know. I don't like Slayton without
With Colt McCoy?
With Colt McCoy. It was between Lazard and Cole Beasley. I was like,
and with Adams and Scantling and Jones.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's still
I made the decision for him. I told him to go Lazard.
Oh,
because
wow.
like the 49ers defense is not bad. I just felt like
Sherman came back too. He played
Exactly.
horrible.
He
played horrible.
I
Lot
was
of
not
flags.
like Josh Allen hasn't been playing good football, and that was his first good game. It was a stupid decision. I think he still won the game though. So
One of my secondary wide receivers, Kiki QT
mhm.
for Houston, he hit 22.1 in the loss to the Colts.
Yeah.
And with Bill Fuller's suspension and Brandon Cooks being questionable, he left the game for a short period of time, I think it's a chance for QT to step up again. 5.3% rostered against Chicago this week, and I really like him if you need some solid points from a receiver.
Yeah, and my last one, I'm gonna say I said it last week. I'm gonna say it again. I really like Michael Pittman Jr. I just feel. I mean,
did he produce last week? I didn't.
He had 9 points against Houston's defense.
Oh,
but they're playing Las Vegas this week.
that's gonna be a good game. That will be a good game.
He's had 8 targets, 9 targets, 5 targets. So he's getting looks. He's getting a lot of looks.
So tight ends, there's been a shortage of tight end points recently. We've seen so many 1-point weeks in the last few weeks. I think one of your must starts this week, 0.6% rostered, Will Dissly. Bill Dissly for Seattle. Greg Olsen, obviously injured for the rest of the season. And they're against the Jets. Seattle, they're against the Jets, who are 32nd versus tight ends. He's coming off a 6.8-point week, and I think you can expect 10 points for Will Dissly.
I really like Mike Gesicki versus KC. KC's ranked 18th against tight ends. Mike Gesicki's been playing great ball lately. I really like him in this matchup. And same with Austin Hooper, too. I mean, it's going to be a big game against Baltimore. I don't think Jarvis Landry is going to have a big game again.
Oh, I do.
I think they're going to lock down Jarvis.
Love
I think
Jarvis
they're going to
Landry.
lock down Jarvis.
Okay.
And that's going to open up space for Austin Hooper.
I'm predicting 20 points. That's the spread for Jarvis Landry. He could get over, he could get under. I predict 20 points for Jarvis Landry coming off a 20-point week. I think he can do it again. 2 straight phenomenal weeks.
I mean, I
like Jarvis Landry. I do.
I do believe. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he has a big week.
Defense. I'm streaming Carolina this week, 3.1% roster, but they're against Denver, who just can't figure out offense.
They're one of the worst.
31st ranked offense in the league.
Drew Lock's a pathetic piece.
I never liked him. Yeah. I never liked him. Everyone was on the train when he was dancing on the sideline after throwing a touchdown and stuff.
Idiot.
I never really liked Drew Lock, and
no, me neither. He doesn't have.
And it shows. I was right. I don't like to brag, but I was right about Drew Lock. I think a lot of people were. He's not. He does not have what it takes to be an NFL QB. So I like Carolina this week. Going off of our higher or lowers from last week, the Steelers D, the prediction was 5 sacks. Matt said over. They ended with 3. Washington came to play. The line came to play. TJ Watt didn't have a bad game, but he couldn't really get through to Alex Smith.
I think it's because what's his face? The other linebacker for Pittsburgh.
Oh, Bud Dupree.
Bud Dupree, he's injured.
Because it allowed 2 guys on TJ Watt.
I mean, that's a monster factor.
Russell Wilson, the over-under was 1 interception, and we got that right.
We all said 1, right?
Yep, he had 1 interception. And the Giants' defense continues to play strong. Jim Bradbury is first in the league for pass breakups, and I think he is definitely in the top 3 for cornerbacks this year.
Okay, so
please vote him to the Pro Bowl, Jim Bradbury.
Remember when you said that he's having a better year than Gilmore? I think that's a load of garbage because Gilmore has. If you look at he's not getting.
It's really hard to compare. It's really hard to compare cornerbacks because there's the unwritten statistics, which is like
Jalen Ramsey, like Stephon Gilmore. They're not getting They're not getting stats because they get 4 looks a game.
There's the unwritten statistics, which is non-targets. How many times did they look his way and not throw to him because of the cornerback? And that's not written down on paper.
I mean, you look at like J.C. Jackson has 7 picks on the year. He's not anywhere near the corner that Gilmore
But looking at the basic statistics, Bradbury is definitely top 3 and I mean that's just looking at the statistics. And I hope he goes to the Pro Bowl if he's not in the Super Bowl.
I still think Gilmore's the best corner in the league, though.
I mean, skill wise, I think so. He's been the COVID stuff. the knee
Yeah,
problem.
let me.
Well, speaking of the Patriots, our Cam Newton, our prediction was 50 rushing yards. He had 48, so it wasn't too far off, but wasn't on. Kareem Hunt, 13 attempts was the prediction. He had 14, but he didn't have a fantastic week, like 9 points. And of course, the news: Dan Jones is expected to play. Mark Andrews is activated off the COVID list. Jim Connor is activated off the COVID list. See all of them back, hopefully. Do you want to do power rankings now?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to start with my honorable mentions. I have the Giants in my honorable mentions, not because I think they're 7th or 8th, but because I think they need to be mentioned. Because 4 wins in a row, and they were counted out early in the year, and their defense is, like we were just talking about, their defense is showing everyone up, and I think they need to be mentioned. Seahawks and Bills are the other ones in my honorable mentions. Seahawks because another loss to the Giants. The Bills because of their stellar play lately. 9-3.
I have a very different honorable mention than you. I'm just kidding. It's Seahawks and Bills.
Okay. And then rounding off my top 5, I have Green Bay.
At 5?
I have them at 5. I really do.
Wow.
I just think that loss to the Colts really, really hurts them, even now. And I think, obviously we see they're a fantastic team, but I think that loss to the Colts damaged their appeal.
Well,
and the loss to the Buccaneers, too.
I disagree, but 5 I have Cleveland.
Cleveland. I have number 4, I have the Steelers.
I have Steelers at 4, too.
Number 3, I have Cleveland.
Whoa. Cleveland.
How many have they won
3?
straight? 6 straight?
Yeah.
5 straight?
I have the Saints at 3. I just say
Oh, Saints have won 8 straight, Matt.
I have the Saints at 3.
If that's not 2 or higher on the power rankings, I don't know what is. Cleveland is the dog pound is rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Baker Mayfield is on fire. Jarvis Landry is on fire. Without Beckham, defense is playing well. Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb better than ever, and I love this Browns team. And like I said, I think it was 2 weeks ago. I'm sticking with the prediction that they will be in the AFC Championship. I don't know how they're going to get there.
Every Madden simulation ever.
No, listen, I don't know how they're going to get there, but they will. I don't know who they're going to have to beat.
Go through the Chiefs. No, they don't have to go.
Or the Steelers.
Wow.
Steelers.
Either the Chiefs or the Steelers.
I think they can easily beat the Steelers.
Chiefs are still coming out of the AFC though.
No, I don't know. I feel like, the most logical prediction is the Chiefs coming out of the AFC, but I feel my heart tells me that.
Don't say
my
the Browns
gut,
coming out of
my
the
gut. No, not the Browns.
Okay.
I'm rooting for the Browns, but I don't think someone but the Chiefs.
Okay.
I really feel like the Chiefs are going to get upset. I don't know who it's going to be. I think it's going to be someone no one expects.
Maybe the Raiders make the playoffs and the Raiders beat the Chiefs.
Well, my loose, unsolidified predictions from 3 weeks ago was Browns-Raiders AFC Championship.
That would be something, huh?
2 upsets. Raiders upset the Chiefs. We saw, and then the Browns upset the Steelers.
Wow. I had the Browns versus Steelers. That would be an upset record-wise, but I don't think.
But the Browns are the better team.
I don't think
exactly
the fans would consider that an upset.
Yeah.
I think the Browns are way more talented.
So rounding off the power rankings, though, number 2 I have Saints.
I have Packers at 2.
And number 1, of course, the Chiefs,
yeah.
who are now the best team in the NFL officially. Tied for the best record. They always had the best skill, always had the best stats.
They were the number 1 in our power rankings since week 6 or something.
Well, I had varied a little bit because I had the Saints in there a few times with the wins, but
I think it's been constant past 4 weeks or something.
I haven't had the Steelers at 1 in a while, and I think
it showed.
It showed. I knew it was going to happen.
I haven't had the Steelers at 1 since they were 5-0.
Yeah.
It was the week when the Chiefs lost their game.
Yeah.
And it's got to be the last time the Chiefs weren't 1 for me.
Let's go into the preview for Week 14. Give you a quick update on the standings. Matt is in first with 102. He cracked 100. Julian also cracked 100.
At 100?
Yeah, at 100, and I am at 96.
Wow, you're catching up.
I'm close. Like I said, my goal is just to beat Julian. I'll take the burger if I can get it, but I really want to beat Julian. Although he was terminated recently from after further review.
Yeah, we have to break the news to you guys.
So his hot take of the week. So he performed horribly in the Turkey Bowl.
I wouldn't say horrible.
It was just horrible. Really bad
he had a
prediction.
crucial drop that really killed our momentum.
And I was telling Matt, I was pushing, get this guy off the show. He's no good bum.
And I was like, I can't do that right now.
And then he sent us his prediction.
Yeah,
he told us that Derek Carr would not dip under 25 points for the rest of the season. And Matt said, let's fire this son of a bitch.
Yeah, let's get him out of here. We can't have that kind of nonsense in our store. It's ridiculous.
So we don't know if you'll see him again.
Probably not.
Probably not, but...
Especially if Derek Carr is an abysmal... I mean, if Derek Carr has 25 points, we'd be like, okay.
We might, yeah.
But no, Derek Carr has less than 25...
I mean, he's against the Colts, who have a phenomenal defense.
Yeah, I think that's just a stupid, irresponsible prediction.
It is irresponsible.
It's immature.
Let's jump into the previews, though. Thursday, tomorrow night. This was filmed on Wednesday. Tomorrow night, Super Bowl 53 rematch.
Yeah.
And 2001 Super Bowl rematch. The Patriots and the Rams. Cam versus Goff. Of course, no Brady anymore. Aaron Donald says this is a revenge game for him.
Yeah.
So the Rams are favored by 5.
Really?
And I think, who do you like more for fantasy production? Cam Newton or Jared Goff?
Well,
and you have to be real because the Patriots are last in pass yards.
Yeah.
They're one of the last teams. They're 31st, I believe, in passing touchdowns. They're
hold on, but Cam also runs the ball in.
He had 24 fantasy points
two times a game.
But I think it would be disrespectful to Goff. I don't like necessarily him as a fantasy QB, but I think it would be a little disrespectful to say that Goff is gonna. I love Cam. But
but we have to take in consideration what Patriots defense we're gonna get.
No, but I'm not talking about Patriots versus Rams straight. The teams, I like the Patriots more. I'm predicting the Patriots upset the Rams in Los Angeles.
But fantasy wise, for Goff,
when you're just looking at Goff and Cam, the Rams have a good defense too.
Yeah, I mean. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be. It's not gonna be
one of those low-scoring Super Bowls again.
I don't think any of the quarterbacks are gonna break 15 points unless Cam sneaks it in or runs it.
I think Goff would get there. I think Goff will have a better game than Cam, but the Patriots will win the game.
Yeah, I am predicting Patriots too.
Julian is going Patriots too.
Patriots across the board.
Moving to Sunday, Titans Jaguars, and I think this will be Derrick Henry fest. Okay, he is known to eat up the Jaguars defense. He had the 99-yard touchdown in some years. It was that last year or 2 years ago. Last year. He played them earlier in the year. I think he had 40 on them. I think this will be a big Derrick Henry show. Titans are favored by 7.5 points. I'm going with the Titans.
Oh yeah,
on the road.
You have to be stupid to go to the Jaguars.
Yeah, especially when they're trying to tank. They're starting Mike Glennon over Jake Luton and Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, get Gardner Minshew out of there, please. I mean, he needs to go to a place where...
He could be the Denver Broncos QB easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
I mean, Drew Lock's a bum.
Yeah.
He really is.
Vikings, Buccaneers. Buccaneers are 6.5-point favorites. I smell an upset in Tampa Bay. This is an
interesting game.
I smell an upset in Tampa Bay. Jefferson, Thielen, Cook. Kirk Cousins is on his game lately. I think the Vikings really want a wild card spot. And I think that the Vikings will win this game. That's my prediction.
I don't see that.
Julian's going Bucks.
Bucks coming off of a bye week.
Statistically, this late bye week does help. It's good.
Statistically, Brady coming off of a bye week is unbelievable. He's not going to lose this game. I'm going Bucks.
I got to go Vikings on the road too.
You will pay for that.
I smell an upset, Matt.
You sorry ass person. Not even a manager, just a person.
Chiefs, Dolphins. Chiefs are favored by 7. So we're going to see Mahomes versus Tua in the Miami defense. I can't go against Mahomes. I would love to see a Tua victory versus Mahomes here, but...
Not going to happen.
I'm going Chiefs. Yeah. On the road again. Broncos, Panthers.
It's interesting. These
Panthers
are tough this
Panthers
week.
Are only 3.5-point favorites.
And I heard Christian McCaffrey might play.
I can't go against I can't go with the Broncos ever.
If McCaffrey plays,
even if he doesn't, I think it's going to be the Panthers.
I'm going Panthers.
Panthers.
I think they're much better coached.
Matt
Rule's
Panthers also had a bye last week. Mm-hmm. So how many points can we expect from the Panthers receivers? Curtis Samuel, DJ Moore, Bob Anderson.
I really like DJ Moore in this one.
How many points can we see from him?
18.
What about what if McCaffrey's back and what if he's not? How much do you think it affects the receivers?
Not insanely. I mean, Maybe I'd bump it up to 20 if McCaffrey doesn't play.
20 for DJ Moore.
If McCaffrey
So what does that say for Curtis Samuel and Bob Anderson?
I think they have like 5-7 each.
Bob Anderson.
I think DJ Moore has a great game.
I think Bob Anderson's gonna start off strong.
I think Bob Anderson's been struggling lately.
I think against this defense at home.
I think DJ Moore's the most underrated receiver.
He is, 100%. But I can't expect anything like that from him this week.
Stop it.
Texans Bears in Chicago.
These games are tough because
Texans are 1.5 point favorites. They're so close. Every game is so close. But the Bears, I'm going Texans because the Bears are crumbling. They can't get anything together.
After they just lost to the Lions.
Lions. I gotta go.
I'm going Texans.
I think Deshaun Watson needs a win here. Not because they're out of the playoffs, but I think he needs it for morale.
Especially after the way they lost last week.
Yeah,
yeah.
He's clearly unhappy. I smell a Texans bounce back victory this week.
Get the morale.
Then
Jim Harbaugh will come coach them next year, maybe.
Who
knows? Jim Harbaugh is looking for a new job.
Michigan's struggling.
Oh yeah, they're awful.
Cardinals in MetLife against my New York Giants. Cardinals only 2-point favorites because the way the Giants have been playing. Dan Jones is expected to play. Wayne Gallman's been phenomenal lately. Kyler Murray has had a shoulder issue. He's been struggling against good defenses. Giants defense is arguably top 3 in the league right now.
I'm going Cardinals.
Julian is too. I'm going Giants at home. 6-6 Cardinals versus the 5-7 Giants.
I think D-Hop is going to be too much for the Giants.
No, I think Bradbury will lock him up. I think Bradbury is top 3 corner in the league. And Hopkins has struggled. He's had Gilmore, Ramsey, and now Bradbury. And I think Kyler can't do anything with that.
There's one imposter among us.
No, there's really not.
You can't put Bradbury in the category of
Absolutely
Ramsey.
you can.
No, not in the category of Jalen Ramsey and Stephon Gilmore.
Absolutely you can.
Absolutely
the way he's been playing this year.
Absolutely
First and pass breakups.
Not yet. You cannot put him in the same category as Gilmore.
The Giants are underrated just because they don't have a big name on the team. And I think the defense needs to get some credit. Leonard Williams, Defensive Player of the Week.
Bradbury's a step below.
Cardinals'
Gilmore
line is suffering. Giants will win this game. I should have picked them last week. Should have went with my gut. Cardinals, if they can beat Seattle, I think they can beat a damaged goods Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm still going Cardinals though.
I'm going Giants.
Yeah.
Cowboys Bengals. This was maybe the toughest decision of my week because it's a crap fest. Okay, the Cowboys are fangled. Cowboys are favored by 3.5 points, but it's in Cincinnati. Julian's going Bengals. I'm going with the Cardinals. Cowboys. I'm going with the Cowboys.
I'm going Cowboys too, and I'm going to make this prediction. I think Zeke has a bounce back. I think Zeke has a decent game.
I just can't see the backup.
Why is Julian going Bengals then?
I don't know.
That's another immature decision from. That's why he's not on this podcast anymore.
I just don't see a reality. As bad as the Cowboys are, I don't see a future in which the Bengals win this game. What can we expect? I want to ask you, what can we expect from Amari Cooper this week? Do you think, because you expect a Ezekiel Elliott bounce back game, do you expect anything from Amari Cooper or CeeDee Lamb?
Andy Dalton's not playing bad. He's been playing average, but not bad. I think he gets 12 points.
12?
I think he has a decent. Maybe he has a touchdown too. Who knows? But I think Zeke has the best game for the Cowboys.
I think it's just gonna be a running fest.
Speaking of Andy Dalton, did you see his absolute bomb of a throw? That Hail Mary.
Slung that thing.
CeeDee Lamb needs to catch that.
I could have caught that.
Yeah, I've seen you make those catches.
Yeah,
he's got to come down. It was right in his hands. I bet he's kicking himself over there.
Colts in Las Vegas at 4:05. The Colts are favored by 3. Julian's going Raiders. I am also going Raiders. I don't think it's going to be a 25-point week for Derek Carr, but I'm calling it. I think the Raiders are going to prove that the Colts are not the 9-3 team that they appear.
I guess I'm the lone wolf in this one. I'm going Colts.
I've been streaky with the Colts. I've gone against them the last 2 weeks. They lost to the Titans. That was a solo pick.
Yeah.
And then I picked against them again. They beat the Texans. And I'm going against them again.
I can't go Raiders after what I saw. It was
against the
What I saw against the
Falcons,
Falcons,
and then the Jets.
Yeah. Just a
I agree,
nightmare.
but I think this needs to be a bounce back game. They need a big win if they're gonna
but
make a
it's
playoff push.
It's easy to say, oh, they need to bounce back. But they're playing the top defense in the league after they just
Not the top, one of the top defenses in the league.
After they just got absolutely smoked by the worst defense in the league in the Falcons and one of the worst defenses in the league. They almost lost to the Jets.
That is when you can expect a bounce back game.
If the Jets didn't purposely blow the game, the Raiders would have lost to the 0-11 Jets.
This is when big games come in. That's when you can expect them.
John Gruden's a great coach, but I just think the Colts are much better team.
The Colts are an underrated Pittsburgh Steelers. They're the little brother of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Good defense, but overrated team, and their record doesn't reflect their talent.
Yeah, I think Phillip Rivers needs to go. I think they need to draft a quarterback this year. Maybe a Mac Jones. Who knows? Kyle Trask, maybe.
Do they roll with Brissett, or do they keep him as a Taysom Hill style like they've been using?
I don't think Brissett could be a starting quarterback.
He was last year. I didn't see the issue with him, personally.
I think you can get a much quarterback in the draft.
Oh, yeah.
If you can get a Mac Jones or Kyle Trask, like I said, Trey Lance. I think that team goes from what they are this year, maybe 5 losses, to 2 losses.
Oh, wow.
That's how, their defense is incredible. But their offense is being held back by the poor play of Phillip Rivers.
Let's go back to Seattle.
As many kids.
Let's go back to Seattle.
Yeah.
Where they take on the Jets. 13.5-point favorites. I don't think you can go against Seattle. I don't think you can go with the Jets.
Can't go against the Jets with this one.
Can't go against the Jets?
No, I'm going Jets.
Oh, okay.
I'm going Sam Darnold. Believe in Sam.
So Julian's picking the Seahawks. Do you take Russell Wilson in fantasy? Like what can you expect from Russell Wilson in fantasy this week? Because he really hasn't been the QB. I think he's QB3 in fantasy points now. He had a steep drop off, and against one of the worst secondaries in the league. You could expect something, but what do you expect from him, Matt? What's your projection?
I've never been so confused from a quarterback in my life. This dude, you look at him and he's all right, he's going to put up 25 points. But then he throws, how many games has he thrown a pick in? How many straight games? 5 or 6 straight games.
Yeah, he...
Does that continue if he turns the ball over?
Against the Jets, I don't see a way in which he does it against the Jets.
I like Wilson in this game. The only way that he doesn't put up numbers if they score early and often and they just ride Chris Carson.
So Russ had so let's go through the weeks. Week 1, none. Week 2 against the Patriots, 1, but that was off the Greg Olsen drop. It was the pick 6.
Oh yeah.
Then none against Dallas, 1 Miami, 1 Vikings, 3 Cardinals, no 49ers, 2 Bills, 2 Rams. Then he had 2 games with none. The Cardinals and Eagles in weeks 11 and 12, and then he just had 1. So he's not on a streak, but he's had a lot of interceptions. Yeah. And that's something that Mahomes doesn't have. I think Mahomes still has 1, right?
I think he has 2 now.
Oh, he threw 2, I think. Yeah.
He has 2 now.
But that's the difference between them, in my opinion.
Oh, I mean...
425, Packers, Lions. Packers 7.5-point favorites. Like we talked about, Rodgers and Adams is getting better every week. I don't think I can see a Packers loss in this situation. You on Packers?
Oh, absolutely.
Julian is as well. This is a close one. Another close one. Falcons in LA against the Chargers. 425. The Chargers are... The Falcons are 2.5-point favorites. But like I said, the worst or second to worst secondary in the league against Justin Herbert. Come on.
Yeah.
I got to go Chargers.
Absolutely.
Julian is going with the Falcons.
Whoa.
Yet another reason.
He's making some terrible calls this week.
He's just going with the overdog every game. The projected winner. He's not really...
I don't understand.
Analyzing this from a rational situation.
Wait, the Falcons are projected?
They're projected to win by 3.5 points.
That's awful.
I know. Las Vegas needs to step up their game.
Yeah.
Or 2.5 points, sorry.
That's terrible.
This is a close one. How many close games are we going to have? 49ers hosting the football team in Phoenix.
Mm.
Football team is 3.5 or 49ers are 3-point favorites, and I am going with the 49ers. I was thinking following this big win against the Steelers, but the Steelers aren't that good. Like we talked about, they're not that good. I think people are overrating this because the Steelers were 11-0, and I think that the 49ers, they dropped 24 on the Bills. They did lose, but I think I can trust the 49ers in this game, and I think they'll pick up the win.
I think the 49ers have too many moving pieces. Like the Eagles, I said. They have too many moving pieces where it's like, is Nick Mullins still their quarterback this week?
Yeah.
I don't like Nick Mullins at all. I like the Washington
He's in the
defense.
top 3 QBs.
I think... What?
Did you see the statistic? He's like top 3 QBs, fastest to... I forget how many yards, but he was in the Mahomes and the Aaron Rodgers category.
That's disgusting. That's awful. But, yeah, I just feel like the Washington D-line is just incredible, and I feel like they're going to put a lot of pressure.
But the 49ers don't have a bad line. They have a pretty good line.
Yeah.
And I don't like football team's offense versus this 49ers defense. That's the issue with me. I don't think the 49ers need to put up an insane amount of points. I think their defense will hold tight.
If Gibson was playing, I think this would be a much clearer decision. But
I'm going 49ers. Julian is going football team.
I'm going football team.
Football team. Okay, I need a 49ers win here from this podcast, and as a Giants fan, a football team win and a Giants loss
would be a bad
kill.
day for you if they both lose.
Yeah.
Or
a football team wins and the Giants lose. That would be horrible.
Yeah.
But Saints Eagles in Philly. Saints 7-point favorites. Hurts is getting the start, so it's Hurts versus Hill. Two similar style QBs.
Yeah. I don't think it matters much.
I don't think it either. Jalen Hurts just doesn't have, like we talked about, he doesn't have the pieces around him to succeed yet. And I can see a future for him in Philly. I definitely can. Yeah. But I just can't see him getting this win. Saints winning 8 straight, I think, or 7 straight. I think the Saints are going to win again. Sunday night, 8:20, Steelers in Buffalo. Buffalo's 2.5-point favorites. Steelers got exposed last week, again, against the Ravens were the true team to expose them. Without Lamar Jackson, without Mark Ingram, without, who's their second running back? J.K. Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins, yeah.
Without Mark Andrews.
Team of third strings.
It was, lost. I mean, Trace McSorley came in, and they
almost... the Cowboys,
and the Steelers almost lost. And, yeah, the Cowboys almost... The refs helped them out there. The Steelers got exposed. Josh Allen off a 30-point fantasy week. I can't go against the Bills at home.
I really like the Bills in this one. I really do.
Julian's going Bills, too. Yeah. I just don't see... I think there's a really solid chance that the Browns win the division. I think there's a good chance that the Browns win the division.
Do you think the Steelers go on a little losing streak here?
I think they realistically, I think they could. They have next week. They have the Bengals, so that'll be 12.
That's an automatic loss for the Steelers.
So but that'll be 12-2.
If they lose to the Bills.
If they lose to going like my projections, they're gonna lose to the Bills. They're gonna beat the Bengals, 12-2, and then they have the Colts. Now, this one is different. I will go with the Colts on this. So I think it'll be 12-3.
Okay.
And then finally in Week 17, they have the Browns, and I think the Browns will win. So it will be 13-3. Well, let's look at the Browns schedule now, because the Browns have the Ravens. This is the next matchup. Let's actually talk about this right now. Monday night, Browns-Ravens in Cleveland. Ravens are 1-point favorites. 1 point. It's so close. But... the dog pound keeps rolling, keeps toe tapping. Baker Mayfield with the toe taps, Jarvis Landry with the toe taps. I say it every week. Real G's move in silence like lasagna. Baker Mayfield and the Browns and the dog pound get this win. Julian is going Ravens.
Whoa. See, again.
Yeah, but the Browns schedule, they have the Ravens. They have the Giants. I think they'll get the win against the Giants personally.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be close. So, actually... then they have the Jets, that'll be a win, and then the Steelers. So there's a chance they do win the division. Well, they'll be tied on the season 1-1 with the Steelers if they beat them. If everything goes like I just said. So who would get it then? What's the tiebreaker after record? Divisional record?
So I think then
it's divisional record. So I would have to calculate. I don't know. It would be close.
It'd be the Steelers, I think.
Yeah, I
Probably.
think so.
Because the Browns had that loss.
Well, because the Steelers beat the Ravens twice, right?
Yeah.
And they beat Cleveland once. They beat the Bengals.
once.
They're going to beat them twice.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Steelers,
I
probably.
think the Browns still make a wild card.
And they're going to make a run in the playoffs. That's my prediction. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Week 13-14 After Further Review podcast. We had a great time here.
This was a great podcast.
We always have a good one without Julian.
Don't tell him that, though. Don't tell him that.
I really had fun this week.
Yeah, it was a great time. Besides for your dog and the squirrel.
Good analytics this week. I'm real excited. We hope to see you next week. Hopefully without Julian one more time. A big announcement, we might be going to Zoom next week. We will see.
For a live.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hey, if you want to join the Zoom, DM us, message us.
We have an
tweet at
Instagram,
us.
after.further.review on Instagram. Twitter, me, Matt's Twitter. You can hit any of us
Everybody knows my Twitter.
Email us for business inquiries.
Only.
So, thank you for watching After Further Review. I'm your host, the one and only John Cusham. Thank you for watching.
And I'm Matty Q.